the backbone of all the economics in this country of ours. You cannot mention anything without mentioning Murang'a. Come to the first professor in this country of ours. Dr. Kiano came from Murang'a. Come to the issue of the business people. He's from Murang'a. So the moment you touch Murang'a, then you're touching the backbone of this country, economically, politically, and also in the issue of the agricultural sector. Remember, Murang'a is the one who is the county, the leading county, as my friend have said, in terms of avocado. Murang'a is the one which has all the basics in terms of people, more of the people also in Atlanta, Georgia. And if you look about the issue of the Murang'a people, they're hardworking. And when you touch now that hardworking, when you touch that where they get their butter and bread, when you touch the Murang'a people in terms of political, and especially Murang'a has been shortchanged since 1992. You know what happened in 1992? We voted one man in terms of political, and that's why my brother have said about the issue of the opposition. If you come to the Murang'a, it's the only county which gives 100% loyalty to any person. And Murang'a on its own, again, it's a county whereby independence of mind is there. And I can give you a good example, like last election. You can see there was areas whereby ANC was voted in. We have two MCAs from ANC, one from Kegumo, Madam Karo, and one from Wango, Madam Mama Kangata. And also we have also so many, like 6 or 7 independent candidates who were elected, despite the wave which was there for the UDA. So that tells you that Murang'a people are independently minded. There are people who are ready to, they normally work, and there are people who are holding this the country and the country in terms of mindset of development and also in terms of agriculture leading. So remember, even the founding of our bank equity come from Murang'a.
So a visit to State House and some handouts, then essentially what you're saying is not going to sway the decision?
No, handouts will not sway Murang'a people. As I said earlier on, Murang'a is an independent mindset people. And as I've just given you an example, even when during the election, remember, for example, in Kiharu, we have an ANC candidate who was elected through ANC. We have like 4 elected leaders through the independent candidate. So Murang'a people are the people who are independent. You cannot sway them because of the handouts. You cannot sway. They always listen to the ideologies. They always think about a kind of a leader whom they want. And that's why you see people like Matiba. They had to go even bankruptcy because of what they believed in. So when Murang'a believe in their own thing, they are ready even to sacrifice their financials. They are ready to even to sacrifice their seats for the sake of that identity of who Murang'a is.
My questions are very direct on Ngugi. President Ruto met Murang'a grassroots leaders in State House of the weekend. Were you there?
I wasn't there. I can't go there.
Were you invited? And
yes, I was, and I refused to go.
And who invited you?
I was in, the invitation came through the assembly.
Okay.
For all members of the county assembly to attend that feat, that road feat. And I refused to go. The reason I refused to go is that there is nothing else that was going to be done there except bribing people.
Were you given an agenda for the invitation? You know, there's a way, if I invite you to my house, we're celebrating something, or we are going to have a certain discussion, and I need your presence, I need your input, your wisdom. In this case, the invitation, did it come with an agenda?
No, there was no agenda, but basically, we knew what the agenda was. Their agenda was to buy royalty.
So you have colleagues who went?
Yes, there are some colleagues who went. And I think even Mheshimiwa Chefman here went.
Yeah, I was going to come to
the oxymoron about this is that President Ruto is calling delegations to State House to talk to them about economic empowerment in their regions. When we were campaigning, we went throughout the 47 counties. And in Murang'a, we went to Gakoigo Stadium. And we had an economic charter. The people of Murang'a told the president and the party what they wanted done for them once we get power. We signed that charter. The people of Murang'a wanted value addition for their basic inputs, for their coffee, for their tea, for their macadamia, and for their milk. And we agreed about all those issues. The people of Murang'a wanted their roads to be done. The people of Murang'a wanted their kids to be empowered. We signed that charter. Since our deputy president was impeached, there has been a hue and cry in our region because we thought that the president is in his seat basically because the people of Central Province and Murang'a give them the votes. We gave him 87% of the votes. So there is nothing new. We haven't had any development in Murang'a. Like the way I come from, there is a Mombasa Road. It's called Diara Kiriaine Kahunyo Wandohi Road. We were promised that road would be tarmacked. Now that road is impassable. Yet there is money to go and bribe people at State House. Where is this money coming from?
So with the charter, a lot of these issues that Murang'a people raised 3 years down the line, has any of those things been met?
Nothing has been met. But, you know, to be honest, the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, was given the mandate to fight illicit alcohol in the country. And actually, that illicit alcohol was more so pronounced in our neck of the wood, in Murang'a, and the Central Province, the Kikuyu-speaking nation, because that is where that illicit brew was prominent. He did a very good job. And after he was impeached, that is the only thing I could say that was going in the right direction. After he was impeached, all the company... Yes, the illicit alcohol is back. Kids 20, 25 years old are dying of drinking illicit alcohol.
Is it an enforcement issue?
I think the police are advised not to bother those people, because some of these companies that produce the illicit alcohol were closed by the Deputy President. Now they are open. And how are they opened? Who authorized the opening of these facilities? Okay. We don't know.
We'll come back to other reasons why you didn't go and what the people from your ward are saying. Njoroge, you went to State House.
Yes.
You got the same invitation.
Yes. We got an invitation from our leader of majority in our wall that we are needed to the State House. However, I was not requested to send any person there. And as an elder...
What do you mean you're not?
I was not given that portion of people. You know, there was, apart from us, the leaders like MCAs, there were those sorts of people, the machinery leaders, from each and every ward, where I didn't have my any number that I could have gone with them. So personally, I went there. Reason number one, I was
you told the agenda.
Let me. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
The reason why I went first, because it's very important to know. Forget about the agenda, because the invitation was open, it was blank. But the reason why I went there, number one, is that as a leader elected, I have a contract with my people for 5 years. That's number one. Number two, there is the issue of representation, which I am supposed to do. Number two is about the legislation and oversight. Basically, here we are talking about national government and county government. So when I am being invited by the head of the state, I had to go there because I had my mind that now I have got an opportunity also to question him regarding what I think is right to question him. And this is not the first time I've questioned him. It is even in my wall, in my Facebook wall, questioning about our projects in the county government. So when I was invited, I went there because of those the issues. And there's nothing wrong when, remember we voted for 6 votes. That is the MCA, a member of parliament, senator, woman rep, governor, and the president. And normally when I'm being called by by my people as an MCA, I explain to them the projects which I'm doing in my ward through either the governor or through myself as a person with my either foundation or a friend who wants to visit. And whenever you call those people, does it mean that you bribe them? It depends how you understand the bribe issue. And so when I went there, I wanted to listen to know exactly, is it another lie or is it another truth? Is it what should I understand there? So that when even I meet him next time, like my friend, he knows, he's very aware. There's a time all the MCAs who are called the State House regarding our welfares. He was there also. Was this a bribe? Was he given something? So it's always good when you are being called by the head of the state, go and listen what he's saying. Then you are able to have a platform to question what he has brought.
Okay, so what did he say this time?
So the issue of the issues which he talked about is about those roads, Mau roads, the issue of the stadium of Gakoigo, and Mombi. And my question, which I asked, because I had an opportunity as the leaders who were entered there, I asked him, what is the timeline for this? And when he came to talk to the people, he told them the timeline is from December. Now the question is, will he keep that promise? That is my question.
What do you think?
Pardon?
What do you think?
I think we have the issue is about if it will happen or not.
do you think that the president is going to keep the promise that he made when the leaders from Murang'a and other interested parties went to State House?
I want to believe he will.
Why?
I want to believe.
Okay.
Because why I'm believing is that there was an issue of the amount of money which was being told there, which was he was talking about. I want to believe that already the last time when the former sport minister, and he was there also, Mwamba, when he was the minister, and he talked about Gakoigo, and then the issue of Gakoigo came out, that the stadium should be done in Mombo.
Okay, so let's just take some steps back.
Yeah.
The former minister, Ababu Nwamba,
Yes.
was in Murang'a, and he talked about this stadium.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It's 1 year.
It was a year ago.
Yeah.
What did he say he was going to do at that time?
They say they established that Gakoigo showground to become a modern stadium.
In how long?
The reason was there was a crisis which was supposed to be sorted out.
No. In how long did they say they were going to sort out?
Immediately when there was a solution to be made between Gakoigo and Mombo,
Okay.
And Mombi Stadium, which should be done. Mombi Stadium is in Murang'a town. Gakoigo is outskirts of Murang'a town. So it was an issue about the county government to agree with the stakeholders about which stadium we will start.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, the demand came in that we need to have now 2 stadiums for the sake of it.
Were all those part of the economic charter during the campaign?
Yes,
They were all part of that
yes,
charter.
yes,
So
yes.
this was before 2022.
22.
Yes.
Okay.
So 3 years later, you as MCAs are called to State House,
Yeah.
and he's telling you
Yeah.
that
We're going to
he's
do the
going to
stadium.
build these roads by December,
Yeah.
or starting December.
Yeah.
Same things he promised
Yeah.
before 2022
Yeah,
elections.
yeah.
3 years ago.
And you still believe that these things are...
The reason why I want to tend to believe,
Okay.
we are still 2 years to go, and my worry is only that it should not be another elephant kind of a job. Regarding
Dennis.
just a minute, I didn't interfere.
Let him finish and then
Yeah.
you'll pick it up.
We
yes.
have been having those kind of projects, even the establishment of the Mau launching and all that stuff. And my worry is that assume we start those stadiums, will they be ready by 2027? That's another question which I also am asking myself, and I happened even myself to ask him. Will the stadium be ready within 2027? Remember also we had the promise of the 6 stadiums during the Jubilee issue. None of them was done. So I am trying to balance that I live as a leader with a belief so that I cannot kill the spirit
You're
of my people.
hopeful
We are
that he's
hopeful,
going
yes.
to, before his term
Yes.
ends, that he's going to fulfill those promises.
Yes,
right?
I'll have the belief. Before you go to him,
Yes.
there was the issue of where this money is coming from. The same case I asked myself, where is the money coming from?
You asked the president that.
Yeah, no, I asked somebody there because, sorry, I could not have able to meet the president direct to ask. But the same question I'm asking myself, where is this money coming from? And I came to realize that we have members of parliament and we have the senators within the House of the Assembly. So it means our members of parliament and the senators, during the budget making, they are putting more money to the office of the president, where I think the honorable thing they need to do is to question and ask for supplemental budget to reduce the money if it is being misused by the State House.
Okay, I'm sorry. The budget, interestingly enough, for 2026 started its process at the end of August. The last week of August, just 2 weeks ago, the process for the budget 2026 went in. Every line item for every shilling that is going to be spent in the budget 2026 is starting to get into the procedure now. So empowerment and the development of it did not appear in the 2025 budget. Didn't appear anywhere in the 2025 budget. Remember that any money that's being spent right now is the 2024-2025 budget money. 2025-2026 budget money. 2026-2027 budget money is what we're going to hear next year in June, July. So empowerment money did not come into the budget that is currently being expended in Kenya. It didn't show up. When John Badi gave and read the budget, for the purposes of empowerment money, it did not appear. So that can be an explanation in terms of where the money is coming from.
When it comes to the issue of the empowerment, like now, when the people were in the State House, that was not empowerment.
Oh, sorry. What was that? Okay.
It was an invitation for the leaders.
Okay.
And then after the leaders meeting all the stuff, he publicly said that I'll give you the fare to go back home.
Okay.
So that's why I was asking the question also myself. If this money is coming from the State House, Is it also the budget? And that's the question I was asking. Is it the money coming from the budget which was passed by the members of the parliament? Because remember, I'm working with the county council in the Murang'a County Assembly. I'm not in the national side. But the same question I asked myself. So if you ask me whom I should blame, I have never had any member of parliament or any senator bringing a motion to the House, to the floor of the House, questioning the same what you have just said regarding the expenditure of the money, yet the budget is 25-26, which will start by next year. So that is again my query, and I want to be very specific. As I said, independent mind is very key. That the same question I have not had. We are just only talking outside here. If I wish I was in that assembly, that is the House of the Assembly or even Senate, I could question that question. If this is the kind of the budget which is there is not being done. So my problem is that the people who have messed this country is the members of parliament and the senators.
Before we go there and before we lose our train of thought, because we'll still come back to you and talk about the other issues that the president spoke to you about. Ngogi, I want to rope you in because you said the president came to your county, you were present, there were signatures that were appended against the issues that the Murang'a people had raised, and they said if you take over power when we go to vote, these are the issues we want you to handle.
Yes.
And Njoroge said the president told them about these roads.
Yes.
You know about those roads?
I do. And Dennis, for record, you can eat your cake and have it. You can't go take money from State House and then question it because you already taken it.
What do you mean?
Those folks who went to State House, they took money from the
Are you
president.
referring to Njoroge sitting next to you?
No, not only Njoroge.
Okay.
It's not, Njoroge was just one of the people who went there.
Yes.
There were 5,000 people from Murang'a who went there. They each got 10,000. The regular people. I think the readers were getting much more. If you do that math, just to host the Murang'a delegation, the president spent more than 100 million.
Njoroge here said the president said publicly that
He said
Mupatiwa fair.
it is within Facebook.
No,
You can just share.
but the
He
president
said-
fair, Kurudi.
Yes.
Well, how much was that fair? Just
It was for 10,000.
10,000.
Yes.
Okay, so
10,000.
if-
But not for the
That was
readers.
the fair.
Yeah, that was for the fair. For the even the teachers were given 10,000.
Okay.
And even
The
the
leaders-
yeah.
No, I
In
think
short
you're
order,
losing me now.
Okay,
I think you're losing
hang
me
on.
now because
So
it's
what
my
we're saying-
it's my chance
Just
to talk.
for
Let me
purposes
just
of
finish
clarification,
my train of thought.
there were normal, according to, let's just put normal in air quotes, who got 10,000 shillings each.
Yes.
5,000 of them appeared. So
Yes.
that's 50 million shillings. All
Yes.
right, please carry on.
That's 50 million shillings. And I think the readers were getting much more. I dare say that.
Okay, so the people who got 10,000 shillings
Well, the 5,000.
were the 5,000 people who
Yes,
showed up.
the readers were getting much more.
Okay.
And I think he can attest to
And
that.
the leaders you're referring to now the MCAs and,
And
the other
the
leaders.
MPs
Did you
were
receive any
Yeah, I
money?
received. Why should I lie?
How much did you receive?
I will not say it. Once you come, let's finish
So
with him. I'll
let
come
me-
back.
let me-
Continue.
let me finish my
let's
train
finish
of
with him
thought,
first.
So I'm saying that you can't ask for a road on this side,
Yes.
then you're taking the money on this side. It is not possible. It's conflicted. You are conflicted because the folks that went to take money from Ruto on last week are the same folks who are asking me for roads in my ward. You can't take that money and ask for roads. You are compromised. You are a part of the problem. So my 2 cents about this is that this is an attempt not to empower or to talk to people about the development issues affecting their communities. This is just meetings to sway people in a certain way, politically. It has nothing to do with empowering people. Case in point, they came for an empowerment mission in my ward the other day with a chopper, beans, and a packet of unga was given to the audience there. Then there was money. I don't know. It was a mini harambe. The president has given 3 million. The deputy president 2 million. I've been sent by the deputy president to bring 2 million.
But that's not an Arambe, because an Arambe means mmechangisha hapo hapo.
No. I'm
In
just
this case-
giving you
Yeah, in this case,
a synopsis of what went own
Yes, and
in my ward.
so in this
it's
case
not a
they
Harambee.
paid, yes.
I know it's not a Harambee.
Yes.
I am calling it like a mini Harambee because the other folks were not involved.
Yes.
It's just the leaders that were chucking money there.
Okay.
And they were able to mobilize 9 million. 10 groups were called. 10 groups. Each group was given 100,000 cash. So how much money did they spend? That is 1 million shilling. 9 million minus 1 million, 8 million. Where did the 8 million go?
So 9 million is what was said.
Yes.
From what you're saying, that this is the money that Tumeleta.
Yes,
So each group was given 100,000.
Yes.
So 8 million was left.
yes.
They didn't give out this 8 million.
To who?
They just made an
They
announcement.
gave 200 shillings to whoever attended that meeting. Just say there was 1,000 people there. 200 times 1,000 is 2 million.
So
Where
it's
did
possible-
the other money go? So this is a scheme to enrich some of these politicians. And it's a dangerous trend in this country. You cannot run a country the way we are running this country.
So those roads Njoroge talked about are roads that you're saying were included in that charter
They
that
were.
we need this fixed.
Can I tell you for free?
Yes.
2 weeks before the delegation went,
Yes.
another delegation from Murang'a had gone for the same roads. And they were posting on their Facebook that we were able to lobby for those roads. And I'm asking myself, I didn't see a bulldozer at Diara. So what were you going to lobby? We have always known that these are part of the roads that were to be done. So what is the big fuss about going to State House just to be told the same? Going to State House, it's a scheme to entice people to vote, to sway them in a certain political direction. And I personally, if you ask me, it's an exercise in futility. Because like he said, Murang'a people, you can bribe them. You cannot bribe people. They only took 5,000 people from Murang'a. Murang'a has a population of 1 million. So where the rest of them, where were they?
Well, they say these are grassroots leaders.
They are not
Right?
grassroots
They're not.
leaders. No,
So,
they are
Njoroge,
not.
You
Am I
are.
not a grassroots leader?
You are a reader.
Okay.
Yeah, you are a leader. The folks that went there
So-
is the
No,
boyfriends and
Dennis brought the
girlfriends
issue
of those readers.
No, Dennis brought the
That's
issue
who
of
went
the
to
leader.
Yeah,
interesting.
those who went to State House are the boyfriends and girlfriends of those.
So Njoroge,
Yeah.
apart from these roads, I just want us to stick to the president's agenda when addressing the 5,000 of you. So the issue of roads was raised and he promised he was going to fix those roads starting December or by December.
The December.
What were the other issues in the agenda?
The issue was about the issue of the housing, the issue of the housing, the issue of the housing, the issue of the stadiums, the issue of agriculture. But I will also be very categorical in the issue of the agriculture because, as he's saying, it was not the issue of I going there because there is money which has been given. I think that was my opportunity personally
To question the
to
president.
question,
That's what you say.
to question.
Yes.
And I had to question two things, which it is in record there, that when you talk about agriculture, and especially Murang'a County being an agricultural county as per our documentation, I asked him how many these ambassadors we have in this representing our country, and how many high commissioners we are representing this country. Why are we suffering or are we struggling in terms of selling our avocados, our coffee and other stuff? Yet we have ambassadors who can be given a target for our products so that we can be able to get the money. So I had to tell him openly, because when we were put in that house, and he knows I'm very independent in my own thinking, as I said. And I told him, Mr. President, we don't need to have marketers outside. We only just need to give targets to these ambassadors, commissioners, so that our coffee, our tea, which is rotting or which is staying long at the Mombasa port, looking for market. We have China, which is 1.something billion. We have America, which is more than 400 million. The farmers here is only 1.2. So it was my time, and I am talking about myself. It was my time to face the president and give my representation direct to him. What is affecting my people from
I
Kaumba?
have a question for Njoroge.
Yes.
You said the isures,
Yeah.
the president's agenda,
Yeah.
first was the roads.
Yeah, the roads.
Then the
Stadium.
housing.
Yeah, housing,
Then
stadium,
stadiums.
and agriculture.
And agriculture. Those
Yeah.
are the four issues.
Yes.
Were these issues a part of a discussion that you held at State House? And then he said, now I'm going to address myself to these issues. Or were these issues that he came with to tell you that this is the agenda items, these are the agenda items, and this is what I intend to do? How did you arrive at this?
I may say, now let me talk on my personal perspective side. Yeah?
Yes.
I may say, when we were invited, when the other people were also invited, we had a chance to be in one room with the president.
Okay.
And he started to tell us the problems and the issues of Murang'a, where leaders were explaining themselves their problems and whatever issues they think is pending. The issue of, like in Murang'a, there's the issue of the Samaki Road, which even he came, he said about it. Again, he has repeated yesterday the same day. But on my side, since my member of parliament couldn't have gone there, and especially in my ward, and he knows I have an issues about some of the issues of projects which are affecting my people directly. And I thought, being a person who took a Bible and a constitution that I will defend and I will represent my people, the only opportunity I had is that day to go and represent not only my people, but to question the same charter which was signed at Gakoigo.
And when you did, what did he say? When you questioned,
yes,
you promised this.
And that's why, when
fulfilled.
after we discussed in that meeting, he came out and tell the people the plan he has for the Murang'a people.
Okay.
And the issue was the repetition of what we signed in the charter. Mine, which I have said, is that I'm waiting. I'm waiting. If by December he doesn't start whatever he said, and the question which I asked, and I can give you a real example, which I pushed there in that agenda, is the issue of the water. He knows I'm in the committee of water. He knows in my personal ward there is no single water.
Okay, let's
But
follow
I
that
pushed-
train of thought. Let's
Yeah.
follow that thought. You
Okay.
said if by December
Yes.
he has not done
Yes.
what he said he's
Yes.
going to do, then what?
I will mobilize my people for the same.
To go back to State House?
No, I'll just come out and call the press conference. I need to address. This is what I had gone to my people. This is what I addressed. And I didn't lie to them. I told them this is exactly what is there.
Okay.
Because as a member elected, due diligently, it's not a matter of running from the problem. It's taking that problem to the person. And I wanted to come categorically upon Dennis and Madam, that when you say about being bribed, then I'm questioning myself, because there's a time also you were called by the current DP when he was the chief of when he was the minister of interior. We were with him in that thing. Were we not given something to go with it? Did you take it? You can't say no.
The context was very
No,
different.
listen. Not to the context. The issue is about were you given? Where did
context was very
No,
different.
where did the money come also from?
The context-
There is a tendency in this country of ours that it's only when a leader is given, it's like a bribe. We need to make sure this mentality that when you are called by the leader, you must be given something. Even when he calls his people at his ward. At the end of the day, if he doesn't give them, there'll be a problem with him.
Okay.
So we have a tendency. No, I'm saying we have a tendency as all of us, not from our leaders, even from the Wanjiko himself.
So let's talk context
Yes.
in this case. So people are given 10,000
Yeah.
shillings as fair. And you said this was obviously made public. So for the leaders, how much are leaders given?
It will depend with the caliber.
With the
They
caliber?
were given. I will not disclose. Let me not disclose that.
You won't disclose
I
the
will not
amount?
disclose. Yeah.
You
I
won't
will not
disclose the
disclose the amount.
amount?
We were given.
Okay.
But let me not disclose about that money.
Okay, can you give
Because
us a
even
range?
those who are not there,
Yes.
they are talking about 300,000 and are saying 1 million. So I don't want to put that clear.
And so because
Let
we
me
don't,
just- for that-
because we don't
for
want
that one, yeah, let
because
me-
we don't want propaganda,
Yeah.
and we don't want rumors.
No.
You were in the
We
meeting.
were given.
Give us a range. Don't
No,
give
I
us
won't.
specific.
I
Was
won't.
it 50,000?
I will-
Between
I will-
50 and 100?
Don't put me from that to say angle.
So then, if you can't disclose the amount, then you leave room for the conversations around these were bribes.
No, they were not bribe.
If they're not bribes, why can't you say how much
There
it
is
was?
no bribe was given. There was
If you're
no
given,
no
kama
bribe.
mtu anapatiwa pesa ya chai, shika hii 10,000 enda mkunywe chai. There was this 10,000 that was given and it was clear, hii 10,000 ni yenu ya fare. Why is this other amount not being mentioned?
I won't. I do not disclose.
Okay,
For
let
now.
me put something
let
else
me
in your
just
mind. Let's look at this amount, right? So there's an amount of money that leaders who are in a different caliber from the 5,000 people who were given 10,000 shillings each, which equates to 50 million shillings, right? So by your own admission, you're not going to tell us what other leaders of a different caliber were given, but it was more than 10,000 shillings. And, you may be feeling a certain type of way because of the amount, because it sounds, Now, maybe we can put this into context. If we take 50 million shillings, right, today, which is what we have established is what was paid to 5,000 people, divided by 10,000 shillings each. The 300 shillings that is meant to be your monthly stipend for SHA, for example, it would pay the stipend. On that one day, it would have paid, not the stipend, I beg your pardon, it would have paid the premium for 166,670 Kenyans on one day.
Talk about premium.
I'm just talking about the premium.
Talk
of
about
300.
capitation. Kids are home.
Let's not even go to capitation. Let's talk about people who are sick, looking for care. We had people in this room the other day, who for some people will deliver on the road. Who for some people they take them to hospital and they ask them to go back and they say go and bring gloves, latex gloves that in some places are free. And they say, go bring gloves. If that 50 million shillings was used, remember, what you told us in Murang'a is that this was not a bribe. This was not even that we're coming to deliver a road. It was going to State House to be told that certain things are going to happen. So how about we take that money and put it toward things that are on the ground that can happen today? 166,607.
Multiply that by the number of delegations that have gone there in this year alone.
Hang on, Gogi. 166,670 Kenyans would have received 1 month premium payment on that day with that amount of money. So I can understand if you feel a certain type of way by not wanting to say how much money now other leaders got. But do you see the conundrum that we are in?
Let me. I've just responded when you started this conversation. I said, and you brought the issue of the budget issue. And I wish, and I'm just saying, I wish I was a member of parliament in that house, either Assembly, the National Assembly, or the Senate. The question I will ask, where is this money coming from? There is no single member of parliament who have asked that in there.
So are you uncomfortable with that situation?
I'm very comfortable.
So why would you take the money?
Listen, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable because when you are called, and it's something which is practical everywhere.
Yeah.
Even the journalists who are there, they were also given money.
They were given money.
Yes. So let us call a spade a spade. Nobody will go to State House. Nobody will go and see any leader in this country and will not be given anything. That is fact. It is there. And when we accept that, how we shall change that attitude from journalists, from these members of parliament, the MCAs, the governors, the president, and the senator. Another day, also my governor went to the my governor went to the State House. Was he going? Was he given something? We don't know. And when I say about the leaders, because when the other leaders were being given, I wasn't there, so I can't say how much they were given. But what I can put in record is that this tendency and application of money being given, to me, is very wrong. I do agree with that. But number two, it is a tendency of our people. During that meeting, when the president had finished his meeting, when addressing the congregation of the 5,000, where I was, now the people started asking, "Hakuna chai?" Then he laughed and said, "Okay, fine. Okay, you will not live here. I will also give you fare to go back home." So it's the issue of our people. It's like about in our traffics. Dennis, you know very well in our traffic, even before the police ask you what's the problem, immediately you will see a matatu driver giving the 50 shillings. And this is the tendency. I've also brought the issue of the same, that when he's having his meetings in his ward, even my ward, at the end of the day, as we finish, I will still end up giving something to these people, either as a fare, because I was expecting that day that those guys should be at work. And when they're at their work, they have come to see me, even if I'm coming to give them the agenda of the roads or the projects, which I'm intending to do, they will still ask me, fare yetu iko wapi? So you find there is a culture which we must change. And I admit, let us not take this voting of issues about the presidency, the governors, the senators. Let us take the voting that why should we receive this money, yet we want to be served? And that's the question which is all about. If we put that one, then it means everybody will be safe. There's nobody with honesty. Nobody is trustworthy in this country.
Okay.
From every person, on even the churches. You know, another day they were being given the brown envelope. It changed from brown, it came to white. So at what time do we think this is a bribe? And at what time do they think this person is my 6 foot? I have gone to see him. What are you supposed to do? So Dennis, my request is very simple. And I want it to be categorically. The only time we can stop this nonsense of thinking it's either bribe or it's tea or it's fair is for us now to start that culture of saying, we'll go there and we refuse to go there. Majority of the people who didn't also go there is only because they didn't get the invitation. And if they could have gone the invitation, I'm not talking about the leaders, I'm talking about other people who could have gone there. So there's a tendency of Mulipata also give it to us. I got even some texts there. So I want us to change that narrative of you are going to be bribed. Yes, you are given, but is it a tendency whereby even Dennis, if you come, if for example, you say you want to do a certain show or any follow-up of something in my ward, the people will come to talk, and at the end of the day, they tell you, there's that tendency. Is it a bribe or is it a tea or what is it?
Okay. There's an issue here. If there is money to give people chai, and there is the money for chai, and then there is this money that cannot be disclosed how much it is, but the figures are out in the open. if what Ndu was saying, if you calculate the amount of money in millions in one sitting that has been dished out to this particular delegation, and then you look at the cost of these roads that the president promised that by December is going to start working on this. If you look at these figures, is it within the rights of the people in your wards to question you as the MCAs and the other leaders who went and say, look, if you're given money for this and you're going to demand for this road, if this road is not done, how are you going back to this same person who gave you these other monies that is still undisclosed and demand for the roads to be constructed?
And that is precisely, and that is what I was alluding to. Those are just shenanigans and bravado. These guys were never given an opportunity to say anything at State House.
You were not there.
They were not.
You were not there.
Get this information. We have friends there. They were not given an opportunity to speak. The president came and told them what he had in his mind. And then he gave them the money, the bribes, and they went home. They never spoke. They didn't have an opportunity to say anything.
What are these bribes
and I'm
for,
saying,
in your opinion?
let me say, I am as clear as day that this money is supposed to sweep the mountain people into a certain direction politically. And I can tell you that will not happen. And let me tell you, I have a financial background. I have a master's in financial economics. So I understand these things. You cannot run a country this way. And Mheshimiwa Chefman is a good friend of mine, and he's an honest man. But the route that we are descending to will cripple this country completely. The president is saying, I am not doing politics. I'm just calling here, you guys here, to inform you on what the government intends to do. The other day, he went and told the teachers that 20% of the housing, the buildings that are being constructed, will be given to them. At the cost of who? How many other interest groups are there in this country? The question, we are wasting a lot of time discussing maybe bribes or other things, while the fundamental issues, economic issues that bedevil this country, nobody is speaking about them. Look at housing. I'm paying for the housing levy. They are building houses, they are selling. The government is selling. The government should not be in the business of selling things, because that is more corruption. You know, President Ruto started off very well. But I think the clique that advises him told him that for this country to go forward, he needs to be a benevolent dictator. The way Lee Kuan Yew was in Singapore. He forgets. Lee Kuan Yew did this in 1970. There were no phones. There were no computers. The people, the population was docile. This is 2025. You saw what happened in Nepal. You saw what happened in Bangladesh. These kids are informed. People in Kenya are informed. You cannot run this country with a singular mindset. You have to listen to people. If people say they don't want housing, why would you shovel it in their throne?
All right, MCAs from Murang'a, Goge and Joroge are with us in the studio. We're having a conversation that is reflective of the rest of the nation. Stay on for another 30 minutes or so. Let's continue this conversation when we come back after the news. It's necessary for us to keep these out here. Some more questions and for more revelations as well. Let's do it after 9. It's 9 a.m. Good morning.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
The MCA Kahumbu ward. They joined us this morning, and before we went on the break, we were just looking into issues and saying, okay, fine. It would appear as though, or rather it doesn't appear at this point, what these meetings are for. If the meetings are a promise towards development in a particular area, if development had not taken place for the first 3 years, but mind you, even before that, we are seeing comments on socials where people are saying there's not a drop of water in a ward that is represented by Bwana Njoroge.
Yes.
There's no water.
There's no water.
that has not been a yesterday problem. This no water issue has been there for years. There are people who have grown up in the ward and have never opened a tap and seen water coming out of it. So it's not a 3-year-old problem. So the question is, in the moments when folks are called to State House or called to wherever they may be called from, what is that thing that is convincing people that it is this time that's going to be different from any other, that there will be water, that there will be fixed roads that are dilapidated at the moment, that there will be, what are those other things that they said? The stadium will also be built. What is it that is different about this time that is different from any other? Bonanjaroge.
It's true what you have just heard, that why I'm saying this time is because, one, I was assisted with some pipes back in the month of May for my ward. Half of my ward now has water, and the other half has not even a drop of water. And that's why when I started saying that I was elected to represent my people, to legislate and oversight. Now, my interest is my people to get the service which they need. If I don't fight for them, if I don't risk my career to be able to get this, and this time I risked it, and I was shown and I was given the people to follow up the issue of Kandara water bulk, whereby by 2027, my people will not be having a problem with the water.
Okay, can I ask something?
Yes.
Just in terms of information, is it the president's job to give orders for people to do their job in order for the people of Murang'a in certain wards to have water? Is it his job?
MSA, these have been, the way you have just said, it's not 3 years, it's an year time problem for long. Since 1963, when we got the independence,
Yes.
my ward has never got water.
Okay.
So, and we have been having elections and leadership.
Yes.
We had 5 previous presidents. And most of them, either they have never got a chance to see the president. And also the others who have got the chance, and even they were personal vendetta of the president, even during the campaign. Now the question comes, who represent this problem in this ward? Whenever I call them, I've made classrooms, I have made polytechnics, I have given this issue, we have project, we give the Inuam Kulim and all that stuff. But the question they always ask me, where is water Mweshimiwa?
My question is...
So, I understood your question.
Yeah.
So my question is, the question which you have asked, and this is what I'm trying to clarify, is that if my member of parliament cannot be able to give me an answer for the same, and here I've got a rare chance in being invited, forget about what we are going to get there, a rare chance to give in there. And in that meeting, all the stakeholders, the PS of water was there, the chairman of the water was there, the minister of water was there, the president himself was there. The question was now to me, as an elected leader, I represented personally, I'm talking about my personal information, I represented my case that, remember, for you even to get a support, for you, for the 60 years we have been independent, that plus 3, and also as we celebrate the constitution, my ward doesn't have water. And I'm here to get an answer for the same. I don't need just to take a microphone and say for it. So when I was promised and I was given even to follow up, and that is Kandara water bulky. Actually, he knows. I'm having a meeting with him because of the Committee of Water. For what I'm saying today, he will be in record also. And even in future callers, he will be there because we're in the same committee. The issue of how will the Kandara bulk water, which will support Kegumo and Kandara water. Them, they have their own company of water, so I have no issues. So if I will achieve that my people get the water, I will be the happiest person, because that question you are saying online, they are telling you about the issue of the water.
Mr. Joroge, my question is simple.
Yeah.
Is it the president's job to ensure that there's water in Kahumbu ward?
I think as the eldest, as the president, he has all the responsibility to make sure that the water is there in Kahumbu. Because when you go to the Adi River, for example, there's a time I went to Adi Water, and I was told there's no budget for this, for water to Kahumbu. When I went to the minister, there's a time we went all the members of Murang'a, leaders, to Ministry of Water. And when we asked them, they said that, okay, they will request the money, but at the end of the day, let's not hide ourselves. The president is the one who gives this issue of the budget. This put there. Even in the county governments, the governor's interests are there.
Okay, beautiful. So make the connection.
Yes.
You went to the member of parliament, no water.
Yes.
You went to the county water representation board,
Yes.
no water.
Yes.
Ministry of Water,
yes.
no water.
Yes.
You went to the directors,
yes.
no water.
Yes.
All of this festering problems
yes.
going on.
Yes.
You don't have water. People don't have a drop of water. All of these people work under the president, and they've been tasked to do a particular thing.
Yeah.
Right? Whether they'll give you half, whether they'll give you a quarter, according to the budget that they have. This is their job. This is what they're supposed to do. All of those people have been unable to do it. What did they say the reasons are? No infrastructure, no money, no resources, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that what they've told you before?
Yeah.
So then now you go to a meeting at State House to make the case before the president that, look, your people have not done 1, 2, 3 because they say there's no water. My question is, what magic will suddenly now happen because this case has been made known to the president? Will there suddenly be resources? Will there suddenly be somebody doing their job? Will there suddenly be enough in terms of infrastructure to get the water pipes flowing? What is this magic bullet that seems to only be able to be dispensed at State House that has not happened through this long chain of people who are paid a salary every month, who have resources at their behest to do their job and don't, that will suddenly happen at State House?
I believe I presented my case well about the issue of the Kaumbu water to the president himself. And I believe when he authorized and he told the chairman of the water, Adi, that is the current lady, this is a lady, I forgot her name. She gave me the reference to the people to follow up with the issue of this Kandara water, bulk water supply. And he has given me a direction and have an appointment on Wednesday this week to go and see them and know.
Did all of these things happen as
already?
a
They have
result
given
of
me
you being at State House?
already. They have given me half of the pipes.
Did these things happen as a result of you being at State House?
Yes, because I represented my case and I was shown people to follow. Because next time I will not see the president for another 6 or 7 months. Because unless to see the president is another difficult thing. And since these guys have seen the classes of the people you have just mentioned, I was not getting a solution. Then I knew, because I had got the information that okay, we have not been budgeted for and blah blah blah, whatever you have just said. So whom should I have asked the question? The hard question of my people, who even now they're asking about the issue of the water. So I asked the president personally, directly, and there is when I got an answer, and I was referred now to the 2 gentlemen with the project, and I was shown also the document. And I have a meeting on that on Wednesday.
And these things that you're talking about happened on this day at State House in that arena?
Just that arena.
Okay.
Yes. So to me, I can say that I represented by people who even now, despite whatever job, any effort I've done to my ward, the main agenda is the issue of the water. And I saw it as appropriate, despite also going to all those offices and I was not able to get the answers. I decided to go now personally. I wasn't to go, but I decided to go and see opportunity. And when opportunity comes, you hit it once.
I have a question to both of you, and I'll start this. I'll start with Ngogi. Let's go back to the county economic charters. So roads was in that charter. I want you both to correct me if I'm wrong. Housing, of course, wasn't there back then, or was it?
It was in the charter.
Housing?
Yeah.
Housing was in the charter?
It was in the charter.
What was the conversation around housing? Affordable housing?
It was supposed to be a fund of housing, but it was supposed to be a fund.
Okay.
And it was not supposed to be
a levy.
A levy. It was not supposed to be a tax.
Okay.
Yes.
Stadiums, was it part of the
Stadiums were there.
agriculture?
Water.
And water. So these 5 things were in the economic chart of Muranga,
yes,
when the president was doing tours in every county,
yes,
campaigning.
Yes.
So Njoroge says when he was going to State House, part of why he was going also is to seek answers to some of these issues, why they have not been addressed.
Yes.
And the question is, and I'll start with you, Njoroge, then Ngugi, did you ask the president why for 3 years the things that he signed against the economic chart of Murang'a, why all these things that you're saying he raised over the weekend have never been addressed? Did he give an answer?
I didn't question about those because already there were those people who had asked the same question as we are saying.
Did he address himself to the reasons
yes.
why?
No, he didn't. We didn't ask about the reason.
Okay.
Right? I want to be very categorically. The question was, when are they starting and it's hurting our people?
So 3 years later, you're asking the same person who promised you they're going to fix these problems, and he is telling you, I'm going to do them by December 2025.
No. For example, what I've just said is good also to notice this.
Okay.
When you talk about the issue of the stadium and other stuff, again, it comes beyond me as a county representative. But remember, water is a devolved function. And the reason which took me there is about what connects.
No. My question was,
I didn't ask that because the other members who are there asked the same.
No, not you directly. So my question was, these issues that were being discussed in State House over the weekend were the same issues that were there before the election, 2022, correct?
Yeah.
And the president didn't address the reasons why, for example, there's no water, why these issues of agriculture, avocado, macadamia, the issue of housing, the issue of roads. He never gave reasons why for these 3 years, a lot of these issues have not been addressed.
He addressed,
but he promised that he's going to address them.
He
correct?
said, and I want to be very correct categorically.
Yes.
What he quoted about the same, that when he took power, there was no money, which has been a story all along.
Okay.
That one you know.
Okay.
Just let me finish. What he said the same. But he said the economy has stabilized and these things will be done. I'm talking about...
he said the economy now has stabilized.
He will do them.
He will do them.
That's when we started the conversation, I said, my timeline is up to December. If he doesn't get whatever he said, initially I didn't have a chance to question now the last man whom I thought will assist my problems of the same.
Okay.
So my last point is this. If he doesn't do as we agreed, then there's a question to ask. Because if I had gone to all the other departments, I started from Murang'a office. I went all the way to the regional body. I went all the way to the ministry. And we were all of us. The governor was there. The ministers of water was there. The PS of water was there. Irrigation was there. My member of parliament was there. We had all the conversation. And we got stuck somewhere. And then here, we have got an opportunity to question to the last man who can resolve or give me a truth or a lie.
And he has said there's money now.
And he has said now there's money to be done.
And
he has given me the personnel to go and see on Thursday. Okay. So if you call me on Wednesday, if you call me on Thursday by the phone, ask me, did you go to the meeting? What was the idea? What was said, or what was the discussion? I'll be able to give you a position. Currently, I have a way out to what my personal reason I was there.
Okay, let's cross to Ngugi. Do you believe this timing, because now money has been found? So the last 3 years there was no money because the president said there was no money in accounts and they took over power. So now that there is money, if he fixes the roads, he fixes the issues he's actually addressed himself to the issue of housing and promised 20% will go to the teachers anyway. Then let's talk about the stadium. Let's talk about agriculture. Let's talk about the issues of water. Will it make any difference?
That's hogwash.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'll do a rebuttal for what Mheshimiwa has said. Mheshimiwa is very spirited with the water issue in his ward. And I know a while back, during a meeting with the county women representative, he raised that issue. And he was given an opportunity, not like they went this time, to go to State House and see the president with a very small group of people. So he had an opportunity to discuss all those water issues with the president then. I think there were only 5 people in that delegation. So he had an opportunity to speak to the president. Yet, he spoke to the president, and for now, a year after, the president has not implemented his head of bargain. The president came to Murang'a in May last year. He pronounced, it was a Murang'a tour before the impeachment of Gachagua. He pronounced himself to all the things that he promised the people of Murang'a during those meetings. In one such meeting in Donyucheka, Gatanga, he promised the people of Gatanga, because Gatanga, you know, that's where the Kaini Dam is, but folks are still water deficient. So he promised the people of Gatanga that they will get water very soon. Okay. Pipes were distributed, laid, but as we talk today, no water is flowing in those pipes.
Just for clarification purposes, the president came, said, we will do ABCD.
Yes.
Pipes were laid, the people went about and did what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
But water is not flowing through the taps a year later.
No, not yet.
Okay.
And I find it's very conflicting, because I know, like Mheshimiwa wants water in his ward. I know also you want other development to come to your ward. But let's be honest. The president is saying he has money now. Yet, there is no money for capitation for kids. They are saying that they are cleaning up the register of schools, because the previous disbursements to hospitals was erroneous, because some hospitals got money and they were not supposed to get because they were closed. And I'm asking to myself, this country, it has come of age. We even have a digital center, a Taranta center, where there are young boys and kids who are very knowledgeable about IT. They can even help the government to map those schools in the whole country through the GIS, like the GIS program that we are implementing in Murang'a. The reason why they are saying that they are cleaning up the register is because they are not liquid. As we speak today, we have not gotten the disbursement for August. The county government has not gotten the disbursement for August. So, all those things that the president is telling you, Mheshimiwa, it's a bunch of crap.
Oh, okay.
Nothing will happen. It's like, let's say the problem, see where the magic would happen. That is the
Let me respond to that.
No, let me finish. I gave you opportunity to finish. I am saying all this meeting that you're seeing in State House is to curb the popularity of Rigathi Gachagua.
You think so?
I am 100% sure.
So the people are not behind you going to State House? Is that what you're saying?
The
You represent people at your ward.
Yes.
So what are the people in your ward telling you? Is it okay not to go? Is it okay to go?
They told me categorically not to go. I told you I was in a barrio in a village called Gadangari on Thursday. And I told them that the president had invited us to State House. Categorically, they said, don't go. The people of Murang'a, the people of Mount Kenya, they have completely divorced with this government.
I have a question for you. How long has the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, been in government?
He was in government for 1 year.
No, 2.
1 year.
So, when Rigathi Gachagua was in government,
yes,
these issues, because he signed this charter together with President Ruto.
Yes.
During their campaigns, they crisscrossed the country signing these charters.
Yes.
They signed one with Murang'a.
Yes.
Did you ever find out, because there's this push to go and meet the president so that there's a lot of these things that that you all agreed
yes,
and signed,
yes, that
is going to construct roads, fix the issue of agriculture, water, housing, the stadium and all that?
Yes.
Where is Rigathi Gachagua in this conversation? Besides now being the former deputy president, now campaigning against the president.
You know why Rigathi Gachagua left the government? That was a point of exit.
Why?
That the things that they had agreed with the president, he was not doing them. Instead, he was going to increase taxes to our people. You remember the meeting that our deputy president had with the avocado farmers in Karen? It brought a lot of issues to him from the president, because the president was asking him, you want us to do all these things, and we need money. So we are taxing people a little bit more to get money. And Rigathi was opposed to that. He was saying, let's get everybody in the bracket who can pay, put them in the bracket before we go for the avocado farmers in the villages. That was the point of exit by the deputy president.
That being understood, Koge, and I think that if we look at how things have been playing out, Joroge, that perhaps we are going to the wrong source for issues to be solved. And I want to come back to the water because it's important. The water in Murang'a County is just as representative as infrastructure in Laikipia, as ECD schools in Laikipia. It represents the same thing for roads in Ukambani or stadia in Ukambani. It represents the same thing. When we look at the setup of government, there are certain things and certain people who are supposed to do certain things. So let's look at water, shall we? The responsibility of the provision of water and sanitation, delivery of water and sanitation services is the responsibility of county governments. It is not the executive. The executive national government is supposed to make sure and manage Now, this management is not at the office of the president. This management is at the Ministry of Water and Sanitation. The ministry under that has a Department of Water Services. All of these individuals, engineers, all your wash people, all of them sit with the ministry, and that they come into contact with many times non-governmental organizations for the management of water. Now, it might look like a long-winded way of saying that there was no need to go to State House to have a conversation with the president about this. That there is a long chain of people who are tasked with the responsibility of doing this thing. And if you see, by your own admission, the president only told you to go back to those people to do what it is that they were supposed to do. It didn't need 5,000 people traipsing to State House, did it?
Let me respond in a very unique manner, if you allow me. Water is a default function. And not only water, also agriculture and other stuff. But we, as counties, we have only been devolved the functions without the funds. We depend the funds from the national government. And this is an area whereby, my friend, we all agree with him, that we must fight for devolved functions with fully funding. When you devolve water to the counties, and yet you cannot build an intake of water, then even as much we do the piping to our people, like now we have a community project based about issue of the last mile water piping. And the same way they're saying there's no water. On the other hand, the county government is not allowed to build an intake to these pipes because it is not in their mandate. It's under the ministry. Now that is where I come in place saying that, look, the constitution says that the government shall provide sufficient enough water. That is Article 42, D and E, I think so. Now the question starts where? Where do I represent my people to get this, what is entrenched in the constitution? Have I followed all the steps, what we have asked? Have I gone to the Murang'a County Water Department? Have they referred me to somewhere? So all those areas you have mentioned have gone to the extent of now one person was remaining, and is the president, whom himself, he showed me the person to follow it on Wednesday, whom I will follow it because I'm doing the representative, because my biggest problem with my people is water. In his area, he has no problem as such of issue of the water, although they were given, I think he needs also to follow about the issue of the 3.3 billion, which was promised by the president during the visit at Gatanga. Now in Kahumbu, we are not near the mountain. We don't have the water. My people every day say, please give us water. Now it's my responsibility, as I am the representative elected, to knock each and every office. Even here, Dennis, I will ask you, do you have an NGO which can assist me to get water? This is my responsibility. And if the Article 42 of the Constitution says about issue of the water, the main problem whereby counties are becoming, let me use this word, the slaves of the national government, is because the default functions have been done, but there are no funds of that. Come over to the health. Another day we have been told that all the dispensary will be given, county should give free medicine. Yet, we have not been given the money, allocation of our money in our county. So our hospitals, we stand, they are running without medicine, and here we are supposed to give the issue of the medicine. Now, the question is, who will question the president directly? Sometimes the president needs a person not to fear. And another final thing is that, remember all these people you have mentioned are an appointee of the government, of the president. Come about the Waziri. He's appointed and then vetted by the parliament. Come to the chairman of the boards of this water or whatever you're saying. They are appointee of the president. Then they are vetted by the assembly. And that's why I said from the start that the people who have letted this country down are the members of parliament and the senators, because they are duty to do that. They are making even life difficult to us who are in the county government, because we are not getting the funds. And I said earlier on, nobody has taken either motion to the assembly as a member of parliament, whoever you're supporting the government or you're opposing the government. And that's why we are having a struggle with that. The only thing we are doing, and I can say, Gachagua, the deputy president, he's doing a good job because he's keeping the government on toes. But who are these members? The members of parliament who are following him, the senators who are following him, the senators and the members of parliament who are following the president. Why are they not doing their duty of representation, legislation and motion? For example, this money which we have been discussing about being given at State House, where is he getting the money? We have the agencies of the government. Who is this member of parliament has not taken these issues to the National Assembly? I wish he was there. I was there in the assembly. Perhaps I could have asked. And that's why I asked. Remember, there is a portion, whatever the money is getting, whatever it is getting, even if it's being given without using the budget, then it's wrong.
But why would you ask now? Where is he getting this money from?
No, I've been
House?
asking.
But in State House, when he was giving you guys the money, you never asked him, by the way, this money you're giving us, where is it coming from?
Listen, and I started categorically saying that we have we all leaders and even the Wanjiko. Remember, even the teachers were there. I have said even the journalists who were there, they were given. Because I have friends of the
So
journalists.
it makes it right that others were given? So
No,
then in that
I'm
case,
saying,
you can also...
wherever you have been caught, you see, my purpose going there was only one. And I think even you were seeing in the comments, is the issue about the water. He has said that there's a time I was there. Yes, the member of parliament, that is my woman rep, Betty, she came to my village when she was doing her own empowerment. Remember, that is another one of the votes. So she had all the right to come, talk to his people, tell whatever he wants to tell them, give whatever he wants to give. But in the presence of the people, I challenged him about these issues. And that's why he told me, will you go and tell the president the same? Then he asked the people, can he go to see the people? He asked the mandate through the people, which is in the record. Then, when I took the mic, I asked the people, do you want me to go to the State House? The people said, yes, if at all you go with this agenda. And I went to the State House, and there I presented my case, the issue of electricity,
Yes.
the issue of the water, and the issue of the employment of the youth. I can say in that meeting, I was given pipes for 5 kilometers of water, which currently my people are
From that State House meeting?
Yes.
Do you,
And
see
then,
do you see a fundamental problem? For 3 years since this administration took over leadership, you've struggled in your ward to get these things done. As you've said, you've knocked on so many doors,
Yes.
trying to get this issue of water sorted.
Yes.
And suddenly, on one weekend, you have a meeting with the president in State House, and suddenly all these issues are actually being resolved. Do you see a fundamental issue with
That's
that?
why I say that,
That
yes.
it takes one man to just say, direct you, like you've been directed, go speak to so-and-so, go speak to so-and-so. And suddenly, things seems to be working. Do you see a problem with that?
There's a problem with that because I'm also struggling, wasting a lot of time pushing all these doors. If at all somebody has been appointed and he does his work rightly, I have no any reason whatsoever, Bona Dennis, to go and give an excuse to my people that I'm still waiting for the national government to bring this water. They are not ready for that. They are ready to go and ask for that. I'm lucky to say that in that meeting, I even told the president himself that I have 5 youths, and lucky they were there. There are 5 youths in my ward. Getting an employment is a very difficult thing, and I'm luckily also I'm happy.
So he promised employment for the
They were even
in your ward?
employed. They were teachers, and they are teachers.
Right on the spot, they were employed.
No, they were referred to the TSCs with their documentation.
Yes.
And they got the
Those are only 5 that
they
you
are 5
took
years
from your ward.
Yes, I was asked.
And they're going to
I was
get
requested.
jobs
Actually,
as
as we
teachers.
speak, they are work a job. As we speak,
And I still ask, you don't see a fundamental problem with that?
I can see it, and it is there in the whole setup. But my question is again, I'm asking to you: should I sit down, as much as a fundamental? I'm not getting answer from these offices. What should I do for the people who elected me? I have a contract with them. There is a promise I gave them that I will be able to deal with their problems, and I will not fear to knock each and every door. So
Okay.
there's no law. There's no way I've broken my law by representing my people.
Okay.
Starting from, I follow the procedure.
Fair enough.
To the extent of that, if I told my people will get a solution by him, and that's why now today I'm a very proud man by saying this. If by December I don't get these things sorted out, what he has promised,
You said you call a press conference.
I will call up a press conference.
Okay, Ngugi, you didn't go to State House.
Yes.
Do you have issues in your ward?
Yes, I have a lot of issues. And I can tell Mheshimiwa. So he got it. What happens to the 1,400 other MCAs?
And that's what I want to ask you. What happens to you?
Will they have that opportunity to go to the president and request for those things? And I started by saying this is a cycle that we can sustain. Because this is a cycle of hoodwinking people. This is a president who is behaving like he's alpha and omega in this country. He is working by himself. That is why he's able to direct a certain person to do a favor for Mheshimiwa. So how many other MCAs, how many other MPs have issues such as his that they can get access to him? A country cannot be run like that. There is a budget. There is a plan. We used to call it the plan. Where did the plan go? Where did our manifesto go? Why are we doing things that we never put in contract with the people? We were given this mandate by the people. Yet we have completely deviated from the contract. We said we'll do a fund for housing. Now they are levying people money from their pay slips. I don't need a house. I have a mortgage. I'm paying a mortgage as we speak. Why do I have to pay the 7,000 shillings per month for every? Most of those teachers that he was promising the 20% houses, they have houses. What happens to those people who are not employed? Those guys who cannot be able to charge 3,000 per month. So this country is fundamentally broken, and we have to fix it. And I know that opportunity will come, because I know the deputy president and other like-minded people have conglomerated, and they have agreed that they will give us one person to remove the president from power so that this country can change. And that is why we are saying we will not talk so much about the agenda, because there is no agenda without removing this president.
If I allow to just
before, okay, fine, go ahead.
A second respond. And this I wanted to be record. So you have said that how many people will go and meet the president if this is the scenario. Personally, as I said, I've never tried to book an appointment with the president. It's only the queries which I've been raising in my forums, either in other show radios and also in the issues of the newspapers. They are there all along. I've been raising these issues. And when I got the opportunity...
Well, I think you've made that very clear.
Just show that way he's saying. I'm just categorizing what he's saying. When others, I think we had a chance with MCAs to go and question that one if it doesn't want to take whatever he would be given. That was the right forum to ask this question. Remember, the question is asking. They are addressed directly to the National Assembly and to the County Assembly. When did we change the levy fund to levy?
Okay.
Those cannot be addressed by him or me in the County Assembly. It's supposed to be the national government.
Okay, can I ask you a question on that?
Yeah.
So you are members of the County Assembly. The County Assembly is essentially seconded to the county, right? You, right now, as a county, have one of the best performing governors in the country. Irungo Kangata has made things work in the county. This is not political, this is fact. And we have a health service that works even when the rest of it is falling apart. Children are going to school, things are happening. Why would you not take this issue to the governor? Remember that the provision of water and sanitation, please understand, I'm like a dog with a bone here, because this is a representative issue. Why would you not go to Kangata and say, this thing that you are supposed to be providing as the county government, forget about the office of the president, forget about the national government through the ministry where we see the management of water. Why wouldn't you go to Kangata? For some reason, he's been able to get other things working, right? And this is a ward issue under the county government. Did you ever go to him?
Yes.
What did he say?
And the record. And actually he's the one who referred me to the chairman of the ADI. That was last year, October. And I told me, now look, he called even the guy in front of me in his office. Because as I had said, I went through all the process to the last point. And you know this country, most of the time is held hostage by so many people.
Okay.
So many people hold this country hostage. So I went to the governor to look, I have a problem with the water. And my governor is so passionate with the issue of the Kahumbu getting water. And he assisted me so much, even the drilling borehole. Another one which was drilled at Bogoinde Primary School. When we entered when we were sworn in immediately, the first issue of the water, because of his passion in my ward, he came and drilled a borehole, which he's authoritative for that. When I told him about now the issue of the bulk water for Kahumbu, he told me, look, I have so many things to do. Kindly please follow up with the chairman of AVI, Mr. Karondo, by then. And I started the process with Mr. Karondo. When the Karondo then told me, look, there is an issue of the water issue with the system in Murang'a County. Then it took a process whereby we have the issue of Gatanga water, where they're supposed to get 3.3 billion. We were to look our funding model for the Kegumo ward, which is supposed to bring water up to Kahumbu. We had, then there was a meeting which was called for all of us. The governor was there, the member of parliament was there, the minister of water was there, as I had explained earlier on. And then it stuck that there had no funds for that. Now, when we were told there were no funds, immediately, even where is Gatanga water, where we were sometimes back, of 3.3 billion which were issued, I can't sit down as an elected member and stop there. I now started talking with Adi because the governor does introduce, and I even up to date, I always update my governor so far where I've gone and what is happening. And even he's in record in our budget because the issue of Kahumbu having a problem with water, it's a place called Kenyona. And in our budget, we had passed 20 million to stop that nonsense which were there so that water can be able to reach in Kahumbu. So it's not that we have not followed. It's not that I've not gone everywhere. But during the ministerial problem, when I saw, when you are seated, all of you guys, and you see there's a problem, the person who feels the pinch is me when the whole entire ward doesn't have the water.
My issue, and I think the issue of many, which I was hoping that by now that you would have been able to see, is that it is not a visit to State House that miraculously opens funds, which you have stated not once, not twice, not even thrice since 8 o'clock, that the problem why this has not happened is because there was lack of resources. That if we don't see a problem, that by a visit to State House, suddenly these resources have been unlocked. Zoom out, as my brother here says often. Look at the bigger picture here. That is why it looks like it's a campaign promise. Remember what we started out with? That it's a wooing the region with these answers that are being given today. If we can't look at this from a larger perspective and ask questions about, so what if I can't make it to State House? And I have an ECD school in Laikipia that needs to be built. What if I cannot make it to State House? And the drip irrigation that should reach farms in Ukambani that would then help our fruit trees to grow, that will help us to take food from farm to market, who is going to help me there? What if time runs out and these visits to State House do not reach certain counties? Are you seeing the bigger picture here? That if we have to depend on a visit to the house on a hill for development agenda to kick in the country, we have a bigger problem. And that the members of the county assembly should not be dealing about water issues, but we should be dealing about a governance issue from the get-go. I don't know if this makes any sense.
It does.
Let me react for that for a second. As I said, we have devolved functions. Every member has its own role. The county assembly has its own role. National government has its own roles. The reason why you're asking for the State House to give those kind of directions, to me, as I said, and I will stand it for now and ever, if at all I will go and knock somebody's door and I get that promise I promised, and we have a big problem, and he knows it.
Then you wouldn't have gone to State House.
Listen,
listen. Sorry, no.
What I'm saying,
If you had
the problem.
No, sorry. If you had gone to Mr. What did you call his name?
Karondo.
Mr. Karondo's office.
Yes, I went there.
And at that time,
Yeah.
Mr. Karondo had helped you.
He
right?
referred to me to the ministry.
No. I'm saying let's now play.
Oh,
a
sorry.
game.
Okay.
Let's play a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had gone to Mr. Karondo's office and he had said, you know what, we have seen the problem. Yes, everything is okay. Piped water, 3 weeks, 4 weeks maximum. Put on the tap, water is running. You would not have gone to State House this past weekend?
Yeah.
That's
I
what
could
you're
have
saying.
gone, yes.
You would not have gone.
Yes.
So that issue would have been sorted
Yes.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
Joroge?
Goge.
Sorry.
You see, it's very interesting that we cannot be able to see the deceit in all this. I started by alluding that my colleague here had visited State House, had gotten the privilege of going to State House to enumerate the issues that he has in his ward. The president came for the Murang'a tour in May of last year. He referred to the charter of all the things that we had agreed with the people. He had agreed with the people of Murang'a. Last week, before they had a meeting, a delegation of the members of assembly and some other leaders went to the president from Murang'a. And now, the ultimate meeting that happened last week. And in all those meetings, there is one common thing ringing, that I will. Now we have money. We will do it in December. And I'm asking myself, can't you read through that and see there is something that is not right?
How do you get problem solved, Goge?
You see, like in Murang'a, we are very pragmatic. We don't when we do our budget, I'm the chair of finance. When we do our budget, we do public participation.
We actually happen to know that there are processes called CIPES.
Yes.
The county.
Yeah, county investment parks.
Yeah. But, and apart from that, there are the CIDPs.
Yes.
Which are the county integrated development
And the ADP.
plans. You have plans.
Yes.
For every county,
Yes.
these plans are made whereby there's public participation,
Yes.
invested groups come in and they say, actually, this is what we think we should do.
Yes.
Others think this is not how we think we should spend our money. These CIDPs, for CIPES and such things, actually happen. They happen. People, human beings, blood thumping, go sit, have meetings
Yes.
where things are planned and
Yes.
money is budgeted.
Yeah, exactly.
These things are going to be done.
And one of
So
the
my
reasons.
question is then, why is there a need to go outside of these plans to ask for intervention for these things to happen? The individuals that we speak about, Mr. Karondo, I am sure that he was at the CIDP forum. People like that attend these forums.
Yes.
The water services people attend these forums. There's somebody from Treasury at these forums.
Yes.
At these forums, there are people in the infrastructure, people from the Ministry of Lands attend these forums. They all attend. I am right. All right.
You know.
Sorry, follow me here.
Yes.
So because where we started from is to Kenyans disabuse them of the notion that there is still one almighty person who needs to say yes for development to occur when you've spent time, you've spent money and other resources to have this plan. The thing is this thick. The CIDPs are this thick by the time you've finished with them, which everybody attends. So why give Kenyans the thinking that all we then need to do is, again, go to the president and ask him to go and tell people to do the job that they're supposed to be doing every day, for which resources were spent? For days on end, you hold up in a hotel somewhere and came up with these plans. So then why still go and ask somebody for permission for the release of resources for things that you planned to do?
One of the reasons why Murang'a is shining is because the governor does not interfere with the executive or the accounting officers that he has appointed to work for him. They follow the budget, and we don't deviate from the budget. We rarely do deviate from the budget. If you are a contractor and you work in Murang'a, like I can, case in point, the last financial year, the county government actually was calling contractors to bring invoices so that they can get paid. Our budget absorption rate was at 95%. The issue here
It's not that development.
is,
Okay, that's where you're going?
yes,
All right.
the issue is not that the president is not aware. The president is a seasoned politician. He has been through that house. I think he was in the house for 15 years. He knows the budget making process. You know, they bring the budget to the assembly or to the National Assembly, and they pass the budget for them. So they know. He knows the process. The problem is that if you look at the budget for the presidency this year, I think it was increased by 80%. Then there is this money. I can't remember the word, but it's something vote. It's a private fund that they have in the internal security ministry. That is the money that they are using to bribe people. And I can tell you that if there was money to do the roads, the president would have done the roads. Because I don't see a politician who will refuse to give people development intentionally, because that will not give him any popularity or any marriage with the people. So I can tell you, as somebody with a financial background, the routing that is happening in this country is supposed to be a bandage. Those economic empowerment that you're seeing all over the country, the mission to State House, that is a bandage. Living on hope that tomorrow will be a better day. Hoping that if you give people hope so many times, it will ring in their heads. It won't. he is digging a deeper hole for himself and also for the Kenyans. Because the 50 million or the 100 million that was spent the other day, that money is enough to bring water to Kahumbu. If during his visit to the president, he was given that 50 million, there will be no water issue in Kahumbu. We are now a consumer economy. That the biggest thing the president can think about is to give people 10,000 and send the members of parliament to give people beans and a pack of unga. I really pity. I cry for my country. You cannot run a country like this.
I mean, Njoroge, do you believe this is politically motivated, these invitations?
Well, yes, I can say it is. As I said, I'm a very independent person in thinking and deciding, taking a decision. Yes, it is. And this is a culture which is within our politicians and also our voters. Let us agree. Let us not take one-sided. Because these people, when they are called, as we are saying, others will not go, others will go. But if the opportunity, especially for the Wanjiko, everyone is given, he will go there.
So if the people of Murang'a,
and
who are not leaders necessarily, if they are told you are welcome to come to State House, you believe they will actually go?
If it is in the record, our leader, that is Honorable Gachagua, saying, go, get, come back. It is there. So when they are getting, is it a bribe or not a bribe? That's another question we need to ask ourselves. Two, when the leaders are gone there, like I myself, I went there for a certain agenda, not be bribed, because I don't need a bribe. And I've told you the process which I've gone through with only one agenda about the issue of the water. And then when I'm living there, is it a bribe which I'll be given? Whereas I know very clearly I've achieved my agenda there. And that comes to the issue.
You don't think the money that you are given and the other leaders were given is meant to buy your loyalty in any way, or it's political in any way?
No.
It's to appreciate you?
For example, whatever I was given, perhaps you don't know what I've done with it. I've just told him just like now. There's a person who was waiting for a seat, walking this wheelchair. And I've just told him when we are entering here, after this show, I'm going to buy that chair and I want to take to a person there.
From the money you were given
exactly.
at State House.
Because I don't need just to eat it, because that person, at the moment, he's suffering there. And I will make sure that once I give you this chair, I'll also follow you the picture.
And you don't think that money is to buy your loyalty?
No, it's not buying loyalty, because I had
to appreciate you?
Yeah, no, forget whatever is there. Mine was an agenda which I delivered. And I've given them...
No, we're finished with the agenda.
Yeah.
Because you've talked about it enough times. I'm just asking, this money that was then given, was it to appreciate you for your time?
I may say perhaps for the time. That's what I can just say. Perhaps when the people overall, when he asked, okay, now we are finished, then the people themselves, not even the president himself, and this is what was happened there. Even you go to his Facebook, you can see. Said, okay, so everything is, now we are finished, people will go home. People asked for fare. The people themselves. As much as they know they are in State House, now today again he will go. And then he said, okay, fine, you guys, you came, you voted for me, you campaigned for me. Okay, I'll make sure that you get something. After the people had said, and that is all across all leaders, even him, whenever he goes to his machinani. Now that's why I was saying that we need to categorize when the bribe is and when it's not the bribe. And what was the agenda? If you ask me personally, our manifesto, which we made, and the flagship of our governor, which we really love him and he has stayed on track of the same, is that why Murang'a is becoming a benchmarking to others is because of believing with the institution working. As he has said, accounts about the legislation, we are doing our own work. The question, the same should apply with the national government. Remember, the governor cannot sack a chief officer. He can only replace him or give him other duties. But the president can sack a PS, can sack a minister. So you can see the law, how it is, what is happening. It's very unfortunate that after 63 years of independence and celebrating the 15 years of our new constitution, we still have those gaps of issue of who is to delegate and what to do. And I said, the problem is about the issue of being appointed and you can be fired. If we can have independent institution, because this country is failing because of independence of institution, you are struggling so hard, even you yourself sometimes, Dennis, you struggle so hard to get information. Coming into Murang'a County before there's a procedure of getting the information. But when you come to the legislation house, it's an open forum. When we're having all those inquiries or questioning about the audit queries and all that stuff, it's an open. But
I don't know your political persuasion, but let me just, and this will be my last question.
Yeah.
You represent people in awards.
Yes.
Ngugi, same thing. He said, he asked people where they should go. His people said no. Your people are okay with you going.
Yeah.
I don't know. Unajua, they normally say MCAs ndio wako kwa ground.
Yes.
You know the pulse of your.
Yeah.
Are the people from your ward with the president?
No,
Currently?
no,
They're not.
no. Let me put this clearly.
Yes.
Why did I go to the state house?
No. You've
people,
told
listen,
us why
yeah,
you went.
my people-
My question is very direct. The pulse of what's happening qua ground are the people with the president. Or not? It's a yes or no?
No, I can say, let me put this straight here, because we have also, even now, we have people who are believing in KANU up to now. Up to now, in my
For this
ward.
particular question, are they with the president?
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
So do you think if this development, because you said you are timing him, by December, if he doesn't fulfill these promises, you'll do a president. Let's assume he does. Do you think it will sway the people's opinion about him?
To me, I will say I will not speak on the side, because as he said, we always call public participation in everything. If he does this, he will have fulfilled my manifesto also.
You represent people.
No, I'm saying he will have fulfilled my manifesto.
Yes.
We have 6 votes. The question will be each and every, and this is the problem with all Kenyans, and the problem with us, understanding the constitution and the election of the 6 votes. Each and every vote has its own mandate and its work. And until we are able to get that correctly, that, remember, they will not vote me as a president. I cannot tell them to vote who to be the president, but I can convince them to vote me as an MCA. And they can vote me either with a party or independent, or even I can say I will not vie. So what is very important is that if at all Kenyans can follow the institution's way and implement that, and if at all every vote elected is doing its work, and the executive, either the county or the national government, make sure that the institutions work, there is no need of going to State House. If all the institution works and you get a solution from those people appointed in the government, nobody will go there. Then it comes back to the...